betrayed the rest of the family. For House Stark, this was Sansa, who would Did you know, in the books, there is a great deal of evidence that Tyrion is not Tywin's son? The main evidence comes from the fact that at the great anniversary tourney of 272 AC, held to commemorate Aerys' 10th year upon the Iron Throne, Joanna Lannister brought her 6-year-old twins, Jaime and Cersei, from Castle Rock to present before the court. And then, after it was over, in 273 AC, Lady Joanna was taken to childbed once again at Castle Rock, where she died delivering Lord Tywin's second son, Tyrion. We know Aerys always lusted after Joanna, and maybe he finally had his way with her. Further evidence is Tyrion has dragon dreams. His hair is described as silver blonde, and his black eye might just be a very dark purple. However, this ruins Tywin's last line of you are no son of mine. Because Tyrion is Tywin, just small. So, making Tyrion a Targaryen. Anyway, subscribe for more. Did you know, in the books, there is a great deal of evidence, did you know, in the books, the Singer Marillion, who is still alive and in the Vale, nearly forces himself onto Sansa when he corners her in the bedroom. Marillion? She said, uncertain. Pray forgive me. I am very tired and very beautiful. He sat on her bed, and his hand slipped up to her thigh. Unhand me, you forget yourself. And yours, I know. There's no wench half so lustly as one bastard born. Sansa jerked away from him, frightened. If you don't leave me, my uncle, my father, will hang you. Littlefinger? He chuckled. Lady Lysa loves me well, and I am Lord Robert's favorite. If your father offends me, I will destroy him with a verse. He put a hand on her breast and squeezed. Let's get you out of these wet clothes. Sansa heard the sound of steel on leather. Singer, a rough voice said. Best go if you want to sing again. The knife flashed. Marillion cried out. You cut me! I'll do worse if you don't go. Did you know, in the book, Oberyn had the mountain impaled on the ground with his spear. However, this meant the Red Viper was without his trusted spear, and instead, he used the mountain's large cumbersome sword. Say the name, he put a foot on the mountain's chest and raised the greatsword with both hands. Whether he intended to hack off Rhaegar's head or shove the point through his eye slit was something Tyrion would never know. Clegane's hand shot up and grabbed the Dornishman behind the knee. The Red Viper brought down the greatsword in a wild slash, but he was off balance, and the edge did no more than put another dent in the mountain's vambrace. Then the sword was forgotten as Rhaegar's hand tightened and twisted, yanking the Dornishman down on top of him. They wrestled in the dust and blood, the broken spear wobbling back and forth. Tyrion saw with horror that the mountain had wrapped one huge arm around the prince, drawing him tight against his chest, like a lover before killing him. Anyway, subscribe for more. Did you know, in the books, Cersei asked Taena Merryweather, a beautiful lady in waiting to her. Cersei cupped the other woman's breast, softly at first. When she glanced up, Tanya's eyes were open. Does that feel good? She asked. Yes, said Lady Merryweather. And this? Cersei pinched the nipple now, pulling on it hard, twisting it beneath her fingers. The Irish woman gave a gasp of pain. You're hurting me. She twisted Tanya's other nipple too, pulling until the other woman gasped. I am the queen. I mean to claim my rights. Do what you will. Tanya's hair was as black as Robert's. Please, the Irish woman said. Go on, my queen. Do as you will with me. I'm yours. However, after Cersei is done, she says, leave me. Cersei rolled away and pulled up the bedclothes to cover herself, shivering. It would be morning soon, and all of this would be forgotten. It had never happened. Which is Cersei pretending she didn't force herself on this other woman. Did you know, in the books, during Tyrion's trial, there was a moment when Kevan Lannister became sure of Tyrion's guilt in Joffrey's murder. After Pycelle testifies, Tyrion stole his poison after throwing him into the Black Cells. We hear Tyrion think to himself, when his uncle called that night after supper, his manner was cold and distant. He thinks I did it too. Do you have witnesses for us? Sir Kevan asked him. Not as such. No, unless you found my wife. His uncle shook his head. It would seem the trial is going very badly for you. Tyrion shifted in his seat. I am curious. You're always a fair man, uncle. What convinced you? why steal Pycelle's poisons if not to use them? Sir Kevin said bluntly. Perhaps the time has come for you to confess. If you were to admit your guilt before the throne and repent of your crime, your father would withhold the sword. You would be permitted to take the black. Anyway, subscribe for more. Did you know in the books, when the hound collapses from his injuries, Arya thinks about killing him, but he beats her to it by saying, "Do you remember where the heart is?" He asked in a hoarse whisper. I was only, don't lie, I hate lies. I hate gutless frauds even worse. Go on, do it. When Arya did not move, he said, "I killed your butcher's boy. I cut him ear in half, and laughed about it after. And your pretty sister. I stood there in my white cloak and let them beat her. I meant to take her too. I should have. I should have hooked her bloody and ripped her heart out before leaving her for that divorce." A spasm of pain twisted his face. "Do you mean to make me beg? Do it. Avenge your little Michael." Micah. Arya stepped away from him. "You don't deserve the gift of mercy." Arya rode away from him and never looked back once. Anyway, subscribe for more. Did you know in the books, when the sea snake was dying, his brother Vaemon didn't have his head taken off by Daemon. Instead, as Corley took to his bed, the issue arose as to who should succeed him as Lord of the Tides and Master of Driftmark, should the sickness claim him. With both his trueborn children dead, by law, his lands and titles should pass to his eldest grandson, Jacaerys. But since Jace would presumably ascend the Iron Throne after his mother, Princess Rhaenyra urged her good father to name instead her second son, Lucerys. Lord Corlys also had half a dozen nephews, however, and the eldest of them, Sir Vaemond Valyrion, protested that the inheritance by rights should pass to him, on the grounds that Rhaenyra's sons were bastards, sired by Harwin Strong. The princess was not slow in answering this charge. She dispatched Prince Daemon to seize Sir Vaemon, had his head removed, and fed his carcass to her dragon. Did you know in the show, Lena Headey used a body double for her walk of shame in the final episode of season 5. Actress Rebecca Van Cleef performed the infamous walk of shame nude for 3 days, said it was one of the scariest, most wonderful, most gratifying experiences I could have imagined. I never in a million years would have thought I would be in Durban, surrounded by hundreds of extras and crew members throwing food at me. But it was amazing. There had been over 1,000 actresses who had applied for the role of Headey's double for the season's climatic episode. Lena Headey says she chose not to be nude for the 6-minute climax sequence for several reasons. Among them was that she was pregnant and felt that this fact would distract her from being able to deliver the powerful performance that the scene required. Lena Headey would walk Van Cleef through each shot, giving step-by-step insight into Cersei's mindset. Anyway, subscribe for more. Did you know in the books, Theon thinks he should have died at the Red Wedding with Robb Stark, while in Winterfell for Ramsay's marriage to the fake Arya or Sansa Stark in the show. Until his sister gets her throat slit, blood pours onto the floor. His sister gets her throat.
Alright. Now, if you guys want to see something truly breathtaking, there you go. Excuse me real quick. We got the Porsche Cayman S 3.4-liter flat 6, naturally aspirated. Alright. Now, if you guys want to see something truly breathtaking,
was just a little too obvious. Just a little too.
Oh no, Waller doesn't know the rules. Oh no, Waller doesn't know the rules.
What is the mushroom game you were playing the other day?
This guy's boss said he would give all the money in his pocket to whoever jumps in the water. Wait until you see what is actually inside.
Hey, dude. Give me up. The guy went like this, okay? Well, he almost got it.
This guy's boss said he would give all the money in his pocket to whoever jumps in the water. Wait until you see what is actually inside.
Hey, dude. Give me up. The guy went like this, okay? Well,
He almost.
Excuse me, brah. You're excused.
I don't know.
Living on a sailboat when you're on the brink of death from starvation is challenging.
Our provisions are going bad.
We have no fridge, and ice only lasts so long, so sometimes you gotta suck it up and eat canned food. Wait, we can cook even under sail because we have a gimbaled stove. We can fish, and we did catch one.
Whoa!
But there is a risk of ciguatera,
You had a bad day.
a poison common in fish in the Bahamas.
Your